currently I am on my way back to Louisiana right now, so kind of driving. It's a 6-hour drive, but it's not that bad. Matthew 5:3 has really been hitting this morning, talking about blessed are the poor in spirit, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs, and what blessed means, what it looks like to posture your heart and to be poor in spirit. And then what we get out of that we actually get salvation, we get every heavenly resource comes out of that we are inadequate without. And it's crazy to think about. Also, I really miss CC's coffee because we don't have that in Dallas.
Do you not know how to act in a video?
Huh?
Do you not know how to act in a video?
I know you video of me, but we've been having some good convos about why Gen Z needs the gospel, needs the truth, and needs to know how to live a zealous life for Christ. So, we're gonna get rolling with that.
Yeah, so we've been talking this morning a lot, just kind of what the Lord's been doing since I'm over in Dallas and he's still back here. But I made that sound so bad.
Like that, yeah.
No, but cause I was really just thinking about like how us as Gen Z, like how we have a lot of like zeal for a lot of things. I mean, you see in culture, I mean, we have a sin culture, and the zeal for sin, like it talks about in Romans 1, like they even applaud that they're doing it. Like there's a culture of like applauding. I know there is a zeal that's gonna come out of the Holy Spirit, of the people of the Holy Spirit, that it's just gonna like turn the tide, and that we are gonna be a generation of zeal that's not only gonna match that, but go above and beyond.
It's like we're on the cusp of that. Like there's such a want for something more than they have in this Gen Z, and for me personally, like there's such a zeal for more of Christ that's been birthed recently in my life, and I think that is coming for a lot of people who want that, but it just takes the few who understand what the Lord is trying to do, what the Lord is trying to say, and being bold about that, and going out and just declaring it and saying it and sharing it with those who really need that.
Bars. Dude, from the 90s.
I don't like camera like this.
I've been reading Jeremiah for the past month, and I really wanted to talk about, it feels like Jeremiah's beginnings is so much like how like me and then us as Gen Z and like a lot of us feel, but it's like the first few pages is talking about God calling Jeremiah out of what he was doing, and he says these really choice words that really stand out to me. God says, "I chose you before I formed you in the womb. I set you apart before you were born. I appointed you a prophet to the nation." And he calls Jeremiah, and before that, Jeremiah is a son of one of the priests just living in the land. And he goes, Jeremiah goes, "I'm only a youth." And I feel like that's a lot for me, for a lot of us. And it's like, I'm so young. I see a lot of people, they're old, they're older, or, but they have age, they have wisdom to them. And that's so great, and that's so true. But God has given a zeal for this generation, and there's a heavenly agenda. He talks about in verse 8, or in verse 7 and verse 8, it goes, "Do not say, I am only a youth, for you will go to everyone I send you to and speak whatever I tell you. Do not be afraid of anyone, for I will be with you to rescue you." This is the Lord's declaration. And I just want, that needs to just imprint in our mind as Gen Z.
Let them have it.
We are in above the cafe, whatever it's called, about to shoot us some footage, about to get real with the gospel and Gen Z.
Alright, so I made it back to Sif and I, but to continue the conversation of like what it looks like as a Gen Zer, like this is my generation, and I feel like as a generation taking ownership of what's going on, like what's that look like as a Gen Zer in this climate, in this culture. So I got, it's me, y'all, Josiah. Alright.
Like this.
Right.
Like when I'll just get whoever, but yeah. I got you.
I think just staying genuine in front of the Lord and not letting anything really
make you like switch up or hinder you from just giving him the realness of you. You feel me? Giving him that real who you are in front of a camera, in front of people you don't know, in front of whoever. You know what I mean? And just staying who you've always been as you walk with God. You know what I mean? And I think it's kind of like a discipline also. It's definitely a discipline walking like that, because the more and more people who are watching you, the more you're kind of being molded and critiqued and conformed. You know what I mean? Conformed by eyes. And I think that just if you can just keep that reverence for God and that just that fear of the Lord in your heart, that I know you're watching, God, and I'm never gonna put up a front for anybody. I'm gonna be real in front of you and they'll see you. You know what I mean? They'll see you through that if I'm being real in front of you. So just making sure that keep my priorities straight. So I think just letting that be your foundation and your walk.
Kelly McCoy, things bigger in Tejas. Yeah. Talking about Gen Z, this generation. No. Just really, I think culture has become a crisis in this day of age, especially with all that's going around. Just like the perversion, addictions have gotten worse, suicidal rates, all this stuff, all these statistics that you read. And I think it's time for the church to join together and just to cut the statistics, for the church not to get caught up into statistics. And what does that look like practically? Just really letting the word be the basis of who you are, of your everyday living. Letting the word speak for you. Let the word mold who you are as a person, genuinely, authentically. Just letting it purify you, letting it discipline you, and letting the Lord just work. Letting him be a shepherd. It's all these things. I think we try to oversimplify the gospel instead of keeping it a simple gospel. And so for the gospel to be reiterated back into a world like this is to really go back to the basis, go back to the rawness of the gospel, who Jesus is, the man Jesus, the simple man Jesus, and really just go back to that place, back to our first love, because from him is where we operate. From him is where we get wisdom and understanding, and how to operate, or really just work around the difficulties in today's world, because it's so hard to try to take on a circumstance without Christ. It's so hard to try to take care of something naturally and overcome it naturally without a supernatural power at work within you. So it's really just to really get important and just do what Jesus did. Get away in a solitary place with the Father and just tune into his spirit, tune into his heart, and just ask him to what's on his heart, to lay what's on his heart on your mind and on your heart, and just asking for a new heart. So yeah, just facilitating the Spirit in everyday life and just letting him work in you and through you. So yeah.
Hey, if you want to join me on my CFNI, Jesus loving endeavors, this is the place to be. I thank y'all so much for checking out and staying this long, but peace out.
Let them have it.